Hello everyone, my name is Alia Rosa and I'm a former secret Russian agent turned to public speaker, women empowerment coach and advocate, also author and podcaster. And I'm very excited to share with you some psychological spy techniques. Welcome to the world of espionage, the only show in YouTube where you can learn psychological seduction, manipulation, persuasion, and influence techniques used by spies. So today, guys, we have a very interesting video, question and answer. So my cameraman, Tyler, will present your questions, which you send me in DM on Instagram or you emailed me at pr@aliarosa.com, and I am happy to answer your questions. So let's begin.
So we have a question from Kylie that says, how to stay feminine, how to switch negative mindset, and how to know your worth.
Wow, that's a great question, Kylie. Thank you so much for it. Let's begin from how to stay feminine. There are plenty of techniques. Of course, as a former secret agent working at the field, we had to be very attractive, right? We had to attract our targets. My targets were criminals, and they have different sort of like mindset, right? So they're not just normal men. And it's so important to stay feminine because we are coming as females with the women energy, which is healing and nurturing and supportive and soft, right? And obviously man's energy is very strong and masculine and direct. And when you want to be more feminine, you should do some practices. For example, every day before you start your routine, maybe before you brush your teeth, stand tall in front of the mirror and tell yourself how feminine you are. But also look at your face features, maybe body parts, and find those things which you most like about yourself. It could be anything, maybe your hair, the color of your eyes, maybe your nose. Wherever you find attractive and beautiful, try to focus on that beautiful, positive things about yourself. I know it will take some time, but try to block any negative thoughts. For example, oh, I have wrinkle, I have, pimples at my face, or I have something else. Try to focus all your attention on positive, beautiful things about yourself, just like work or wherever you do, anywhere. So this is the most important technique which you should do every day. And don't forget, it's all about consistency. Every single day, try to do it. And it's really, really effective technique.
We have a question from Jessica, how to be disciplined.
Ooh, that's a great question. How to be disciplined? I think that this is the most important technique for any military people, any people who work in a big organizations like hospitals and military and like basically army everywhere. First of all, self-discipline has to be developed from early age. And that's why it's so important when you're a child. And I know it's hard, but if your parents, and that's also what I do to my son, I try to self-discipline him. For example, give your children some responsibilities so they feel more independent. They take commitments, they take responsibilities for their actions. It could be anything, like they have to clean up after they played in the room, or they have to do something like, clean up the clothes or do laundry, whatever. Give children like these small tasks, and to yourself too. What really helps me, and what we used to do in a spy school, we would write on the paper or like notebook tasks for today, even small ones, even if you need just to have a Zoom call, or even if you need to go and buy something in grocery store, doesn't matter. Just write down all your tasks, what you need to do during this day. Then once you will do this, then just like remove it. And then by the end of the day, you will see how many things you've done and you achieved. And when we have like these little tasks and we tell to ourselves, look, I've been productive today, this will help you to build self-esteem and self-confidence because you are doing every single small steps every day to achieve the bigger mission, the bigger goal. That's how you develop your self-discipline. And I know it's super hard to motivate yourself every day, and that's why you need to surround yourself with self-disciplined people. If you will hang out with people who are messy and doing things which you wouldn't accept or you wouldn't like, try to remove these people from your inner circle. Because again, if you want to become successful, wealthy, and the best version of yourself, you have to surround yourself with the same like-minded people. That's it. Easy peasy.
We have a question from Carrie. How to sleep with men without getting attached?
Ooh, oh my God. Actually, this question is so popular. A lot of my students ask me about that. And they're like, I want to be cold-blooded like you are. I don't want to fall in love. How to break up with the man without feeling miserable and miss him all the time. Okay, here are two options, right? Option number one, do you want to have this romantic relationship with man just for intercourse and just to hang out? Or do you want to build a long-term, healthy, loving, stable relationship? Because if you choose the option number one, anyway, in this situation, you will not feel in love, you will not get attachment, because you know in the back of your brain, you'll know that this relationship are not serious. On the other hand, you go to the option two and you want to build sustainable, strong relationship with man, and you don't want to get attached after every single time you have intercourse with him, then the question is, why do you want this man in your life? Because imagine that you have the intercourse with the man you don't want to be with in the future. Why do you want to waste your time, your energy, your sensuality, your sexuality with the man who doesn't deserve it?
That's the question.
That's yeah, I'm trying to explain women that do not waste your time with guys whom you don't want to be in the future. It doesn't make it's not even logical. Why do you want to hang out with someone just to fill up the gap? Instead, why don't you use this gap, this precious time you have, to do something which is valuable? Reading books, learn new skills. If you want to date someone seriously, go and really meet someone who worth it. Don't waste your time on people who do not deserve it and you don't want to be with, because guys, you just losing your energy. And it's all about energy, and it's all about our time. They are priceless. So what can I say? Every single intercourse makes us to get attached to each other, and this is normal. This is our psychology. And if you don't want to get attached, then do not sleep with him. Simple as that. Sorry, I've been very direct, but this is actually makes sense. So I have a student. She is 29. She wants to get married. She wants to have kids. She wants to build a family. All right. She dates with the same type of men, which are emotionally unavailable, physically unavailable, because, for example, they are single dads and they don't have that much time she requires, and they have unstable job. So her first relationships failed. Then she went into another relationship straight away, literally in a couple weeks, with the guy who is also unavailable emotionally and physically. He's a single dad with 2 kids and he has an unstable job and all that. And they are together for 1 year, and she's complaining and she's asking me what to do, how to break up with him and all that. Besides, he's been really verbally abusive to her, and he's very emotional guy. In fact, I actually met him a few times. And every single time she breaks up with him, she comes back to him again. And I told her, and she always asks me, what do you do? How do I move on? Why do you always come back to him? But in this case, you have to understand something really important. If you do not look at this man as your future partner, why do you want to waste your time, your energy to someone just to hang out and just to have intercourse? It doesn't make any sense. Because in this case, if you do that, you give him hopes, expectations, you give him also attachment, and sort of like you develop this relationship with him. And every single time you try to break up with this man, you hurt him. And it's painful for him and for you too. So if you decide that this is not the right man in your life, and this is not your future husband, you have to cut it off completely. And do not mess neither his life, neither your life. That's my advice.
We have a question from Lisa and David. I'd love to hear more about your escape from Russia and how you began a new life.
Okay. Well, if I will tell you guys here how all this happened, I'm afraid it will take 16 hours, because it's exactly the time we've been edited and recorded the podcast To Die For. And I believe that it was very, again, traumatic for me experience to remember that past and going back. But Neil Strauss was very supportive, and even though it was extremely hard, but he kind of took all these memories out of my brain. So if you would like to know, you can go and listen it. It's absolutely for free, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. But to make it short, I did escape, but the point is that for a very long time, I didn't escape the whole organization. And as I said before, I lived in Europe for 15 years, and I just moved to America 4 years ago, where when I moved here, I went public for many reasons. First of all, for my security, for my insurance, and for my son as well. And I open up about my past not to be tracked down by some other parties. And that's why I kind of stop running and stop hiding and stop living in fears. For a very long time, I lived in a pattern. I also had Stockholm syndrome. I was living in a victim mentality myself. But in my situation, my manipulator, my master that time was my commander and some other people in the organization. So there's so much about the story in the To Die For podcast. So go and listen there.